Uh-oh. What it is, what it do. Peace and love to all the guys and gals in the high vibrating species on the planet. What it do, good people? What we doing? You know what I'm talking about? Welcome back to the channels, Academates. Salute to you. Y'all come on up in here, man. Come on in, come on in. Yeah, I feel, man. Y'all know what we doing. Academates, you know what we doing. You feel? We finna get it busting up in this thing in just a second. You know what I'm talking about? We do have some numerology. We are still with the Volgun. Salute to you, sir. Salute to you. Peace to you. Peace to you. You know what I'm talking about? Keep her coming. Keep her coming. Keep her coming. You know what I'm talking about? Because, you dropping them, we scooping them, scrutinizing. We going through the files, you know what I'm talking about? So I appreciate all y'all dropping that SCP content, any of that content regarding them things outside and them things that's getting inside from portals and dimensions and all types of stuff going on in the world today, y'all. You know what I'm talking about? And it's getting in all kinds of ways. And they putting it all in your face, too. You feel me? You know what I'm saying? The majority of the movies y'all be watching, they be telling y'all the real. They just be them. Those are real documents right there. Them documentaries. Or should we say case files or incident reports. You know what I'm talking about? They just reporting it to you. Y'all just take it as a movie because they make it look all elegant and stuff. And it be, you know what I'm saying? It be looking like that sometime, but hey. And them people be getting the business. But y'all come on up in here, though. You know what I'm talking about? Shadow Law, I see y'all, man. Come on in. Come on in, man. Because the last video, boy, y'all was, hey. Y'all was acting up, man. You're just really acting up on my pewter. And Pewter said, leave him alone. You feel me? Hey, Pewter. You good over there? Okay, we got not deer. He said we got not deer. And it's a catter. It's hostile in the summer. And it's 6448. That's the SCP that we're going to be doing. I've already added that up. And that gives us the number 4. Yada mean, yada mean, yada mean. So for today's numerology, we have new guy, have a seat right there by Anthrax. You know what I'm saying? Thrax, get him right. Get him right. Get the new guy right, Thrax. You know what I'm talking about? We up in here. You feel me? Salute to you. For the positives, born on the 4th, resonate with the 4. The fourth path, life path number could be number 4. Or you just resonate with the number 4. You know what I mean? And even if you don't, these energies could still, you know what I'm saying, conflict in your life or benefit your life in some form or fashion if you know what you're doing. You know what I'm saying? So you get into the information, you do your due diligence, you can learn how it can be beneficial in your life, and you know what I'm saying, how you can help these numbers to guide you in a sense. You know what I mean? You don't want to just lean completely on them, but you take what you need for your reservoir. You feel me? For your archive, for your arsenal. You know what I'm saying? And leave what you don't need. You feel me? For somebody else to come scoop it up. Maybe they can use it. Maybe you know somebody. Pass it along or something like that. But anyway, so we got the positives and we got negatives. So, we'll see on the backside. Okay, we ain't got none on the backside. All right, so we got positives. We got exacting. We got mechanical, and mathematical talents. You got practical, disciplined, determined, steady, and enduring. So you find yourself in those positives and you resonate with the 4, keep her going. Now, the negatives, you find yourself being dull, slow at decision making, you're crude, you're moody, you're violent, destructive, harsh, overly stern, rigid, hateful, insensitive, melancholy, cruel, brutal. You are an asshole. You need to turn that around. You're doing too much. You're doing too much. And you're going to hurt yourself or you're going to hurt somebody. So you need to chill out. And reverse that. The reverse effects are the positive. So you find yourself in the negative. Here's your positives to turn that around and balance yourself out. You on the dig? Now, this not dear thing, Now I'm not sure who all seen the video. They claim it to be a skinwalker. I don't believe that it's an actual skinwalker. I believe it's just an entity out there that can take on the form of some of these animals, not necessarily the skinwalker. Y'all got me with that one. You know what I'm saying? Like the skinwalker, it's the skinwalker itself. That term itself is Navajo. So let's just leave that where it is in the Navajo culture. You know what I'm saying? With those American Indian there. You know what I mean? We're gonna leave it there. Everything ain't a freaking skinwalker because you see a rake and all of a sudden it became a skinwalker. We got to stop doing that, people. We can't just take one term and stamp every single cryptid or entity as to be a skinwalker. That's diluting. It makes the whole aspect of it just be like, what? And you're going to get a lot of people caught up out there and jammed up trying to deal with something that's not what it is. All right? So if you don't know what it is, don't just chalk it up to be, oh, it's skinwalker. Don't do that. Just, I don't know what that is. Just simply say that. I don't know what that is. I've said it several times right here on this channel. I don't know what that is, y'all. I mean, if you don't know, you don't know. Throw out skinwalker. Oh, yeah, that may be what it. No, bro, that's hell no. It doesn't match the MO. Why would a skinwalker be in Canada? It doesn't match the MO. It doesn't match. So you can't do that. You know what I mean? So, but anyways, it was a deer with a twisted head, like he probably slammed into something and his head was the upside down. I don't know. It was looking crazy. Maybe a birth defect. Who knows? Who really knows? Unless you caught it. Nobody caught the thing. So I'm not going to just chalk it up to be skinwalker or a cryptid. It could have just been a birth defect. It could have been. This thing probably could have ran into something, broke its neck, and that's just the way it I mean, you mean it could be several things that happened in that particular video, all right? It was weird, no doubt. But unless somebody caught it and really analyzed what took place, we really don't know. But I doubt it was a skinwalker, but if it was, hey, it is. But who knows? We don't. That's why we're here today, is trying to figure these things out, doing cross-referencing from these SCPs to the stuff that we actually find out here in the real world in real time, which we found several of these things in real time, okay? The SCPs, I mean. So, with that being said, this is why we do due diligence, and this is why we do our research, and this is why we do all of the things that we do here on this channel, as far as going deep and trying to dig and figure out what some of this stuff could really, really be and how dangerous it really is, or where are we likely or less likely to see this thing or find this thing. You see what I'm saying? Like, so enough of that, Academates. I hope y'all got what y'all need. I appreciate y'all joining me because we are very grateful over here at the Academy, you know what I'm saying? And I appreciate y'all's time every time y'all slide through. You know what I mean? It's from me to you. You know what I'm saying? Every time y'all slide through, I appreciate it. I really do appreciate it. You feel me? Because Shadow Law ain't cutting me no breaks. So every time y'all show up, y'all like, sharing, y'all subscribe, y'all help me with the algorithm, y'all help me, you know what I'm saying, put a foot back in Shadow Law's ace. Because they definitely be trying to step on my ace over here, and I appreciate y'all joining us over here in the Academy again. So I hope you have what you need, because I do. And without further ado, we gonna find out exactly what not deer is about this deer. Okay, you feel me? Yeah. Buddy coming next right there. You know what I'm saying? Let me go ahead and show y'all it. Yeah, he's coming. He's coming. Alexi Bellatrov is coming. I'm just letting y'all know that. So that's an exclusive on what's to come. I'm definitely finna jump into this thing right here because I'm interested in it. So Shadow Law, get ready, because I'm going right in. And if I call it, YouTube, like I tell y'all, if I see it, we gonna call it. Okay. If I miss it, I miss it. But if we see it, we gonna call it. Don't be mad at me. But yeah, that's coming next, y'all. But let's get this thing bust. Uh-oh. Blue light. Okay. Okay.
Good afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon.
My name is Dr. Miller.
Dr. Miller,
And the SCP we're going to be looking at today is SCP-6448. Containment Class, Keter. Disruption Class, Kennick. And Risk Class, Warning.
Oh, damn.
Special containment procedures. Containment of SCP-6448 should be focused on investigation of deer exhibiting anomalous traits within and around the Appalachian area. All civilian sightings of SCP-6448 should be attended to by Mobile Task Force Gamma-4, Green Stags. Possible deaths resulting from SCP-6448 should be attributed to hiking accidents, and sightings are to be blamed upon chronic wasting disease. The Site-44 Cryptozoology Division is tasked with ongoing research into the not deer phenomenon. Should an SCP-6448 instance be captured, it is to be brought to Site-44 for containment and study. Description: SCP-6448 is an anomalous branch of the Cervidae family. All members of this group display heightened intelligence and are presumed to be sapient. Many specimens exhibit some form of physical malformation, causing them to stand out from non-anomalous deer. While the exact details of physical abnormalities differ between instances, repeat commonalities are as follows: legs bent backwards, barrel-chested or bloated abdomen, emaciation, eyes belonging to unrelated animals.
Okay, class. Academies. Do yourself a favor. Y'all screenshot that right there. You know what I'm talking about? Screenshot that right there. Or write that information down right there. You know what I'm saying? Get this right here. Because when you dealing with whatever that thing was in that video that they keep saying was a skinwalker, it's this thing. Now, on that note, guess what we just found in real time, y'all? So I don't want to hear that y'all be talking over there on the other side, on that, what's that, you know what I'm saying? Y'all keep it, you feel me? Keep it. Because this thing, I saw with my own two retinas, you know what I'm saying? Lay eyes on the thing. I even covered it in one of my videos at the bottom, you know what I'm saying? When you could actually see my face, you know what I mean? Down at the bottom, when I was covering the paranormal videos and my nature videos, down at the bottom, y'all check me out the bottom, y'all, you know what I'm saying? Before we got up here to the SCPs and we jumped in the spaceship and it got black lighted up in here, you feel me? Check me out down at the bottom, you feel me? Because I promise you, I was on it. And I covered a video that had this thing in it. Several videos, actually, that had some crazy anomalous deer in it, right? This is what we're dealing with. Now we just found it in the SCP section, and now we actually have a description. We actually have what is going on with the thing. So y'all write this stuff down so the next time y'all see other videos outside of these videos and you see these deer looking crazy, or if you're in the woods and you see a deer that fits this description, run. Just run. Don't even try to capture it. Just go. Unless you got some. But we're going to see if we can capture this thing. You know what I'm saying? We're going to see how physical it is, if we can lay it down with a 7.62 or not.
Forward-facing eyes, erratic movements, loss of fear towards humans, tendency to walk on two hind legs, general bodily disfigurement. Aside from physical disfigurement, instances show severe divergence from the behavior of other cervids. Namely, SCP-6448 are known to watch, observe, and stalk humans, often for hours or days. This includes following humans to and from their homes, wherein they will proceed to steal belongings, weapons, and food. Very rarely will SCP-6448 attack victims while they are in.
Okay, this is a whole alien species we're dealing with. Why is it stealing any damn thing? For one. But it's taking weapons? So, boy, you liable to get gunned down by a deer. Imagine that, Hunter. Imagine that. Your rifle come up missing, and now you trailing back to your truck because you about to get out of there because your rifle come up missing. And then right when you get at your truck, something pop at you. Pop. And you look up, and it's the deer aiming your rifle at you. It's a deer aiming your rifle at you, and it's popping at you. Busting. Imagine that, y'all. Get ready. Get ready.
Indoors. SCP-6448 are most commonly encountered in deep woodland, particularly at night or dusk when a person is alone. Any form of direct acknowledgement of SCP-6448's anomalous traits in these situations will always result in the victim's termination. In such situations, personnel are to observe the extractive service protocol attached to this file immediately. See below. Service Protocol, SCP Foundation, Cryptozoology Division. These actions should be carried out by anyone inadvertently interacting with SCP-6448 and are necessary for your survival. Please skip to this section with relevant information if your life is under threat. If you notice that a deer seems off, look away and ignore it. If it knows that you've noticed it, it's too late. If you hear your name, whistling, or something else in the woods calling for you, don't acknowledge it. Never acknowledge it exists. Don't respond. Don't go looking for it. Don't call back to it. If you're walking at night and you feel something breathing on your neck or whispering behind you, the key to your safety is pretending that everything is normal. Your survival is dependent on your ignorance. Presently, SCP-6448 are known to inhabit only the Appalachian region of North America.
Come on, y'all. Come on, y'all. You ain't gonna tell me that thing didn't fit the description. It definitely just fit the MO of what y'all would call a skinwalker. Calling out to you, calling your name, or perhaps screaming help, and then you go looking for it and all of that. It's definitely fitting the MO of what y'all would call a skinwalker, but I'm not thinking this is a skinwalker, bro. I don't think the skinwalker is the one calling out to people like that. I just don't think that's what's going on there. I think it's a different type of cryptid is what I think. Not the rake. The MO of a rake, he ain't calling for you or nothing. If he get close to you, he coming to get you. Period. That's what we discovered in the previous videos down at the bottom in other playlists. You feel me? That the MO of a rake is not talking. He get close enough to you, him coming to get you. Period. That's the rake. The skinwalker, it's Navajo. So we have to decipher or just at least figure out where these videos are coming from, or if there any area of those states that's territorial to the Navajo. They're territorial, and they're supposed to be the spirits of such Navajo back in the day. You know what I'm saying? That turned whatever. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna say whatever, but however the story is supposed to go, they're right there with their land. Is to protect the land, dude. So they're not gonna leave the area. We have to use critical thinking there. If they are to protect the area, why would they leave the area? Canada is not the area. Australia is not the area. Some offshore island is not the area, bruh. So it's a different cryptid. Now, I would say this, all these pale cryptids are coming from the same place. They're all pale bodies. Like, all, you know what I'm talking about? So, they got to be coming from the same place. So, we got to figure out what this place is. Is it Tartarus? Like, I mean, a different dimension that's parallel world? Is they seeping in through purgatory? Like, no, you feel me? So we got to figure this stuff out, y'all. But we can't just say, oh, it's Skinwalker, and we're in Australia. It's Skinwalker, and we're in China. Like, wait a minute. How? Perhaps the same type of cryptid in a different area, maybe even formed the same way, but it's not going to be a skinwalker. So we got to stop this, y'all. And we got to stop those that's doing it. But I already know, you know what I'm saying? More than likely it's the government that's doing it, that's kind of like flooding everything to be skinwalker, trying to just dilute everything with that to make just turn people off of it, off the idea, period. You know what I mean? Like, that's what I really get the notion that's going on. They're just trying to turn people off of it, period. So we have to be able to get through this stuff and, again, chew the meat, spit the bone, get what information we need. Like, what's going on right here? Okay, let's get it, y'all.
Previous sentence was stricken from the document. History. SCP-6448 was officially assigned anomalous classification in 1980. Though they have been recognized by local people since 1947. SCP-6448 is a firmly cemented figure in Appalachian folklore, known colloquially as the not deer due to their striking similarity to the species they imitate. Many locals claim to have encountered instances of SCP-6448 or possess knowledge of an individual who has. A majority of local communities living in rural areas of high activity are aware of the precautions required to avoid hostile encounters, primarily due to urban legends and stories involving the entities. SCP-6448 were previously researched at Site 41, located in an unknown location, North Carolina. On 11/01/1994, a group of 3 SCP-6448 instances broke into the site utilizing a tunnel system carved over an extended period of time. This triggered containment breach alarm systems and the site entered lockdown protocol. The single instance kept in containment, being prepared for dissection, was lost in the breach and not recovered. Over the following decade, a further 5 SCP-6448 instances would be captured and contained, all of which would escape the site through tunnels carved by other SCP-6448 entities. The decision was made to transfer all instances to Site 44, overseas, to prevent further breaches. Since this decision, no capture attempts have been successful. Addendum 6448 1. Recently recorded civilian encounters. The first reports of SCP-6448.
Hey, yo. Listen. Don't this deer mouth look like that Pomeranian on the what movie was that? Blade. The one with Hunter Hearst Helmsley. I forgot what number that was. I think that's, yeah, with Dracula in it. The one when they brought Dracula back. The dog, the Pomeranian, the dog. Remember when he opened his mouth? Don't. Okay, let's go.
48 surfaced around the week of 07/07/1947. In the time since the genus's discovery, many members of the public have encountered the entities, though most accidentally stumbling upon them do not alert local authorities. This is typically due to the SCP-6448 instance either merely watching the subject or becoming hostile. The following is a log of all recorded 911 calls related to SCP-6448 phenomena since the year 2000. Date: 02/01/2000. Details: Victim, aged 41, female, dialed emergency services after hearing their name being called from the woods near their home. The victim recounts the vocalization being likened to a scream in a voice that they do not recognize and requested assistance in locating the source. Emergency personnel requested the subject place their phone on the floor outside the home to listen for the alleged sounds. After 2 minutes, a vocalization was heard that was calling to the subject by name, emanating from the nearby forest. The subject was instructed to investigate the disturbance themselves and keep services updated on the situation. The victim then begins to walk into the woodland, getting about 50 meters into the underbrush before inexplicably stopping. They claim there to be a noticeably large deer standing in the way of the path. She begins to walk closer, though states it does not move. Subject diverts from the path and begins walking in a different direction. After 30 minutes, no source of the voice is determined. The caller returns to their residence. Date: 13/06/2002. Details: Victim, age 28, male, calls 911 regarding a home break-in. The caller notes numerous items to be missing from their residence and requests an investigation. Operators dispatch 2 investigators to visit the home and discern a potential perpetrator. The pair note that based on earlier CCTV images, all cutlery, sharp objects, firearms, light bulbs, and a single copy of the novel, The Day After Roswell, are missing. Also noted is that there is a complete lack of any fingerprints at the scene, with no doors or windows having been broken into. Analysis of the home's CCTV footage revealed there to be a 2-hour period of missing film, with the exception of a single frame containing a service nippon on its hind legs reaching towards the camera. Its frontal hooves have been warped to resemble fingers. No footage of the entity exiting the home was discovered. Date: 19/11/2005. Details: A cattle farmer aged 54, male, reported to local authorities the sudden disappearance of over 30% of his largest herd. Response teams searched the nearby area for 4 hours, though found no trace of the cattle. The victim was recommended to set up trail cams and note any unusual activity overnight. At 01:11 a.m., 2 SCP-6448 are seen walking through the field before fleeing. One places an object into the ground, later discovered to be a single fork. A week after this discovery, 200 discarded bovine hooves appear at the location. Date: 04/03/2009. Details: Victim, age unknown, gender unknown, dials 911 to request assistance from animal services. The victim is stood within a forest in front of a service elephant, which is violently contorting. The animal is repeatedly ramming itself into a tree, covered in blood and viscera. The victim begins to state, "You'd better get a vet or something, I don't think it's well," before a piercing screech is heard and the line falls silent. Recovered footage depicts the aforementioned animal squirming, seemingly in pain. A viscous churning is audible as a black mass erupts out of the instance, and the video turns to static. Date: 11/10/2012. Details: Victim, aged 23, male, is a junior wildlife officer at Cherokee National Forest, Tennessee. They radio their supervisor in early evening regarding a herd of Otocoileus virginianus within the reserve. Supposedly, there is a single animal that upon first glance appears average, though possesses divergent attributes including backward joints, an enlarged abdomen, and forward-facing eyes. Upon stating this, a distant whistle is audible and the victim stumbles slightly. They begin to say, "What the hell? Did it just whistle at me?" before the sound of hooves rapidly getting closer is heard. Notably, the hoof steps did not sound to be in the traditional gallop of a cervid. Date: 12/10/2012. Details: The aforementioned victim's supervisor calls the authorities following the victim's absence from the reserve night shift. Following this, their radio begins to crackle. The victim's voice can be heard on the other end, and he requests the supervisor's attention. He calls regarding a herd of Otocoileus virginianus within the reserve. They claim there is a single animal that upon first glance appears average, though possesses divergent attributes including backward joints, an enlarged abdomen, and forward-facing eyes. Suspecting the creature to be a rare genetic malformation, the victim requests their supervisor to come to the location. The supervisor questions the victim about what happened the night previous. There is no reply. Upon the supervisors and law enforcement's arrival at the site, a herd of approximately 80 Odocoileus virginianus was present. A single entity is in the field's center and appeared to be standing separately from the rest of the group. It flees the scene upon realizing the law enforcement's presence. Where it formerly stood laid a park ranger's standard two-way radio. Date 08/04/2016. Details: victim, aged 35, female, dials 911 using a satellite phone, distressed. They state that they are in undisclosed county woods and are being followed. She claims that despite seeing no one for the duration of her hike, she feels as if she's being watched and has heard someone walking behind her at various points in the trip. The victim is unable to give an adequate description of her location, but knows the route to return to her residence. Operators request the victim to return to a point wherein she can provide a sufficient geographic description of her position. The victim remains on the line for the duration of the hike back to a readily used portion of the wilderness trail. Along the journey, various unnatural sounds can be heard. These include footsteps, rock slides, coughing, whispering, and whistling. Nearing the main trail, all woodland noises such as birds and wind cease suddenly, and the victim states she can see a malformed deer carcass coated in a thick layer of black slime-like substance. At this time, human screams can be heard in the distance. Operators request the victim continue and ignore other stimuli. Agents embedded in local law enforcement, suspecting SCP-6448 involvement, notify Gamma-4 to the situation. 20 minutes later, the victim returns to the main trail. Gamma-4, now operating the 911 call, informed the victim to not respond to any further unusual activity and briefly outlined service protocol. For the duration of the victim's journey to her home, 2 sets of breathing are audible. The victim successfully returns to her residence and shuts the door behind her. Now out of sight from SCP-6448, agents inquire upon the victim's address and the victim promptly complies. Operatives instruct the victim to have possession of all firearms and weapons on the premises and to barricade herself inside a safe space with 1 exfil point. The victim swiftly begins grabbing all available weapons and throwing them inside a wardrobe. It is at this time that there is a knock on the front door. The victim does not respond and continues to hoard sharp objects from kitchen drawers. The knocking becomes more violent as the handle is being jostled and shaken incessantly. A voice on the other side repeats the phrase, "Hello, it is me. Hello, let me in a calm manner as the door begins to shake. The victim retreats to her wardrobe armed with a small firearm. Upon sealing herself in the space, the knocking ceases and footsteps can be heard, decreasing in volume. The sound of galloping is audible as the front door caves in. Footsteps can be now heard inside the home. The entity continues to repeat, "Hello, it is me. Hello, let me in," as it searches the small building. A bright light flashes overhead, seemingly circling the house. Eventually, the entity enters the victim's bedroom. Through a small slit in the wardrobe door, the victim can see a Cervus canadensis standing on its hind legs and surveying the room. Its movements are crooked and stiff, seeming to struggle to stand in a bipedal fashion. It slouches down to a quadrupedal crouch, similar to the stance of an arachnid. It inhales heavily, and its head locks on the view of the wardrobe. It is noted as possessing human eyes. It scampers toward the subject and opens the door. A single gunshot is heard. Responders found no trace of either SCP-6448 or the victim. It should be noted that this represents a small fraction of human to SCP-6448 encounters, as the majority of occasions go unnoticed and undocumented. On these occasions, all associated video, photographs, and objects were confiscated by MTF Gamma-4, who also called off public investigation. Cover stories 356 Alpha, Home Break-In, and 898 Gamma, Missing 411 were successfully implemented. Addendum 6448-2, Incident 6448 Alpha. On 29/11/2019, Mobile Task Force Gamma-4 Green Stags successfully detained and captured an instance of SCP-6448. With the assistance of Mobile Task Force Nu 7, hammered down's Heavy Vehicles Division, and highly experimental shock rifles. The resulting skirmish left a single instance unconscious, which was swiftly placed aboard an armored CH-47 Chinook helicopter en route to Site 44 in England to prevent outside assistance. Upon reaching the site, the sedated entity was transferred to a containment cell without incident. The following is a log of events thereafter. Incident 6448, Alpha. Date, 30/11/2019. Location, Site 44, Foulness Island, England. Playing log now.
SCP-6448 instance is contained within a large reinforced steel containment cell, having just awoken from heavy sedation. Cryptozoology specialist F. Oz stands in front of a large one-way glass window that encompasses the room's south side.
Greetings, SCP-6448.
The instance suddenly bolts upright and stares at the intercom.
Can you understand me? We've seen your genus speak English just fine in the past.
The instance does not respond. It begins licking its arm.
Please. We know your secret.
The instance pauses.
Admittedly, it wasn't exactly well kept. If you just look at yourself for more than a few seconds, it is very clear that you're not normal.
The instance is stood facing away from the window. Its neck swivels 180 degrees, visibly breaking multiple vertebrae as there is an audible crack. It does not blink.
I thought you said this was one way.
The instance's gaze remains locked on Researcher Oz.
Are you something imitating deer? It is clear that, if so, you possess basic anatomical knowledge on them, though details are faulty. In fact, a better question would be, how? Assuming you are not what you pretend to be.
The instance opens its mouth, which contains abnormally sharp teeth. Its jaw moves in a manner that seems to imitate speech. No intelligible dialect is heard, rather a sound similar to gagging or choking is audible.
Shall we move on? What I'm more concerned with here is why you take our people. Is it to settle a vendetta? For food? Spite?
The instance blinks for the first time in the interview. The movement is noticeably forced.
Responding is mandatory.
The instance shows no reaction.
If you will not comply, maybe you'd like to see your brand new containment cell. Research. What kind of...
1947. The instance suddenly rams the 20-inch thick one-way glass, cracking it slightly. The instance begins to collapse. It contorts violently and begins screaming. Its abdomen bulges and writhes.
Get the stags in here now!
A black, viscous mass of tendrils erupts out of the instance's side. It leaps and squirms around the cell before shattering the viewing window. The remaining carcass is entirely hollow.
Containment breach detected. All personnel report to the nearest safe room. Containment sector 4 last floors will cease in 10 seconds.
The tendrilless mass swiftly maneuvers outside of Sector 4 in seconds, clearing the lockdown area. It travels in the direction of the main exit.
Full side lock initiated. Locking main exit in 5 seconds.
The mass clears the main desk. It shatters the glass on the front exit and disappears into the outside shrubbery.
End log. A 2-month-long search proved inefficient in locating the escaped anomaly. Additionally, since this incident, there has been an unprecedented increase of CWD-afflicted deer and UFO reports in the area surrounding Site 44. Further research is ongoing. Okay, I think that about does it for today.
Yeah.
Thank you for listening, if indeed you still are.
Indeed.
And you are all dismissed.
Yeah.
Goodbye.
Academates, and there you have it, extraterrestrial, like I fucking said. We call that junk, man. We called it, man. That what they see. That what the sea shuttle are. That what y'all be mad at? Is that what y'all mad at? Knew it was some aliens, man. Knew it. And they some dull, moody, violent, destructive, harsh, overly stern, rigid, hateful, insensitive, cruel, brutal bullies, man. And they snatching people up for research like them Grays. Like, you know what I'm talking about? Because everybody know, well, you should know how them Grays get down. Not all of them. You know what I'm saying? It's duality. It's good and it's bad. It's positive and it's negative. You know what I'm saying? There is a balance. Just like in any other species, all species, well, except for one. One of them, they just get down and they try to hide it. But the exposure is here for your ass. For your ass. Okay. But in the meantime, you know what I'm saying? I hope y'all like the video, because I did. You feel me? I loves it when we're actually able to get one in the bag. So there you all have it, man. That is not a skinwalker. So whoever saw that video and you saw the damn deal with his neck turned upside down, you feel me? That was not a skinwalker. It was one of these little motherfuckers. And the only reason why, you know what I'm saying, he didn't jump on Buddy Ace right there is because, just like the MO say, they want you solo to dolo. But the fact that Buddy laid eyes on him, you know what I mean? He probably spun back that block later on and went on ahead and did that. Because we know what be happening to these people. You feel me? When they get caught out there in the midst of it, we know some folks come up missing. Just like the dog man in them babies, in them little white boys, in one of them videos. I think they was down there. They were by a lake or something, and Buddy was by the tree, and he got on them, and they was gone. Like, that was real deal. So I don't, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't knock the dog man. You feel me? To be honest with you, I see a lot of dog men walking around every day. You feel me? I see him every day. The dog man? Oh, I see dog man every day. You feel me? When you do your research and you know what you're looking at and you know what you're dealing with, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, I'm sorry, but it is what it is. It is what it is. The dog man everywhere, folks. I'm just telling you. It's everywhere. But y'all keep y'all head on the swivel when y'all out there. Keep yourself spiritually, mentally, physically, and emotionally protected. Do not let the world drive you crazy. But definitely keep y'all head on the swivel for these deer, man. You feel me? If you see a weird looking deer, don't go near it. Don't look at it. Just keep moving. You know what I'm saying? And that is sometimes one of the secrets about certain anomalies and entities that try to deal with you. Sometimes you just have to ignore them, and that give them no power. Without your attention, you know what I'm saying? They're powerless. So, and there are several entities out there that's just like that. They need your energy, and if you don't give it to them, they gonna move on to the next person. Some of them be adamant though, depending on what kind of energy you got. Like if you really got a big bright light, yeah, some of them they'll try you. Take it from me, they'll try you. They'll try you. And you know what I'm saying? You gotta be aware. You gotta be self-aware for one. Self-awareness is definitely the key, and that's why, you know what I'm saying, I implore that y'all know yourself. You know what I'm saying? It's a task. Don't think yourself to be so simple. Please don't. Because it's so many of us out here that's so much more. And then there's others out here that think that there's something and they ain't. And it is what it is when it comes to stuff like that. But for those that ain't, but still see themselves as to be, at least that's something. I mean, because I ain't going to knock it. At least that's something. Because there's people out here that's really something and they think themselves to be nothing. So don't think less of yourself. You know what I mean? You just make the changes. Just if things need to be changed and you know it, make the change, man. Don't be worried about nobody. I know I don't. You know what I'm saying? If I got to make a change, I'm just going to make the change, bro, because it's going to benefit me. And if it benefits me, then it's going to benefit those that's on that frequency, on that level, you know what I'm saying, of the benefit. If it doesn't benefit everybody, then it's not for everybody. You know what I'm saying? It's not to benefit everybody, but especially if you're doing it for yourself. If you're doing it for others, make sure there's a lot of people that can benefit, not just a small group. Let's make sure a lot of people can really benefit off that. But we know how the world is, you know what I'm saying? If it's benefits involved, they don't really want nobody to stand tall unless they get involved, you know what I'm saying? So, and they get their hands on it, you know what happened. Stepped on, diluted, poisoned, and all of a sudden it gets placed in the back like every damn thing else that's come to the forefront that was really for the people and helping the people out. So, just, yeah. But anyways, not a skinwalker. I am happy to say that. So y'all can miss me with that skinwalker joint. This is definitely an extraterrestrial. I don't know any other deer walking around here snatching people up for research. Okay? So, extraterrestrial all day. Not a skinwalker. We're going to meet him over there in the Navajo country when we get to the Navajo country to see what's up with the skinwalker. I'm still looking for this damn rake, y'all, to be honest with you. I'm still trying to track down the rake over here. You feel me? I ain't even did Shy Guy yet, and that's one of the main reasons why I'm over here. And I still ain't did Shy Guy yet. I know all about him, but I ain't even did him yet. We may do Shy Guy here soon too. You know what I mean? Just because that's the reason why I came over here. When I heard about him, I was like, what? Let me check that out. What the hell is that? You feel me? Because I heard he looked like the rake, so I wanted to check him out. But I still ain't even done it yet. Because once I got over here, I was looking like, holy whoa. What is all of this? You want me to check that out, great mother? Okay, well, we on it. And look at this thing, man. Like, look at the mouth on this thing. And that boy was trying to work them words. That boy research. Like, oh my, it's talking. It's hooves turning to fingers. Bruh, this is, hey. Man, you listen. Y'all be good out there. Y'all keep, you know what I'm saying? Listen. Keep your weapon close to you, too. This thing taking weapons. All types of stuff. And what I say, he got fingers. So, he'll bust that boy. He'll bust it at you. Take your gun and bust you with it. Man, listen. When it hit the fan, y'all, when this stuff hit the fan, it's going everywhere. Everybody gonna be involved. You gonna see some of everything. I'm just telling you. I ain't gonna say you heard it here first, because I'm sure you done heard it somewhere before. You're just ignoring it. But I'm telling you, I'm here to remind you. You're finna see a lot. It's going to be a lot that you see. It's going down in a major way. Prepare yourself however you need to prepare yourself. But mainly here. Prepare yourself here. Without this, you're not going to make it. For whatever's coming. Whatever's going on. Whether it's now or later. If you are not here all the way, critical thinking on all the time, and you are in control, you're not going to make it. I'm not bearing bad news. I'm just giving you a motherfucking warning, and it's called the calm before the storm. If you're not prepared here mentally, you're done. Okay? So, peace and love to all the guys and goddesses and all the high vibrating species on the planet. You know what I mean? In this timeline and all the rest of the timelines, this dimension and the rest of them, the multiverse and all that good stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like, for real. Okay? Peace and love to you. Y'all be good out there. Keep your eyes open. You know what I'm saying? Keep your mouth closed. And just pay attention and observe sometimes. Because I know I do a lot of that. That's probably the most I talk is when I get on here with y'all. You know what I mean? So, or when I'm talking to my comrades, when, you know what I'm saying, we just discussing these businesses. I mean, we have a lot to discuss, so I give my 2 piece. But at the same time, I just want people to be mentally aware of what's going on and get to know yourself. You know what I'm saying? For the most part. The rest of that, y'all believe what y'all want. Just do your due diligence, discernment, intuition. Keep that with you, and you should be all right. All right. You know what I mean? Just don't face value this stuff. All right.